Chapter 1: The Day My Brother Was Missing. My name is Lucas. I'm sitting in my room looking at an old photograph. It is my wedding photograph taken 6 years ago, when everything felt so different. In the picture, I am standing next to my beautiful wife, Julia. We are both smiling, but my smile is not real. It is a quiet, sad smile that hides the truth inside my heart. When I look closely at that photograph, I see an empty chair. That empty chair still makes me feel sad even today. That chair was for my brother Ben. He was supposed to be there that day. He was my best man. He was my only brother and my best friend in the whole world. We did everything together. We laughed, argued, and dreamed about the future. He was tall with a big smile and a laugh that filled every room. I missed that laugh every single day of my life. He made me a promise before the wedding. He said, "Lucas, I will not miss your wedding for anything." He told me it was the most important day of my life and he would stand beside me. And I believed him because I always believed my brother. But he did not come. He broke his promise. On my wedding day, my mother looked at that empty chair and her eyes filled with tears. My father said nothing. He just looked at the floor and stayed silent. Our family was there, but we were not complete. We were together in body but broken in heart. We smiled for the photos, but our smiles were heavy with pain. My brother had left me. Not just that day, but forever. I was angry and heartbroken at the same time. I wanted to be happy, but I didn't know how. Julia held my hand and looked at me with kind eyes. She understood my sadness without needing words. She loved Ben too, and she whispered softly, "It's okay, Lucas, I'm here. I love you." The wedding continued. People smiled, danced, and laughed. But a part of me was missing, a part that belonged to Ben. Even when the day ended and everyone went home, I kept looking at that empty chair. It looked so big, so lonely, as if it filled the whole room. Chapter 2: The Promise He Made. I often think about the last time I spoke to my brother. It was 2 weeks before the wedding, a normal day before everything changed. Ben was away on a work trip, driving through another city. He called me on the phone while he was on the road. His voice was full of energy, full of that same old happiness. He said, "Lucas, little brother, how are you?" I smiled and said, "I'm good, Ben. Just busy with all the wedding work." He laughed, that big, loud laugh I can still hear in my head. He said, "Don't worry. I'm almost done with this job. Everything is going great." Then he said he had good news. I asked what news. He said, "I'll be home 1 week before your wedding." Then he laughed again and said, "I promise. Lucas, I will be there. I won't miss that day for anything in the world." And I believed him because brothers always believe each other. I was so happy after that call. I needed my brother beside me on that big day. I said, "You must be here, Ben. You are my best man. It will not be a real wedding without you." He laughed softly and said, "I know. Lucas, I know. I'll be there." Then he said it again, "I promise." We talked for a long time that evening. We talked about football and how our favorite team always lost. We talked about Mum and Dad and how they still argued about everything. We even talked about our childhood, the old park, the summer rains, and our secret jokes. It was a warm, happy conversation that made me feel close to him again. Then he said, "Okay, Lucas, I must go now. I need to drive. I'll see you next week." "I love you, little brother. Get ready for the big day." I smiled and said, "I love you too. Ben, please drive safe." When I put the phone down, I was still smiling. I was not worried at all. My brother always kept his promises. Chapter 3: The Call I Will Never Forget. A full week passed and still Ben did not come home to us. At first I thought maybe his work was taking longer than he had expected. I called his phone again and again, but it only went straight to voicemail. His recorded voice sounded so full of life, so warm and happy as always. He said, "Hi, this is Ben. I'm driving or busy. Please leave your message." Hearing his voice made my chest tighten, like the air had suddenly become heavier. I said softly, "Ben, where are you? Please call me back. The wedding is near." But he never called me back. Not that day. Not even the next one. Again, I tried calling. Again, there was silence. Only that cheerful voice on voicemail. Something felt wrong. My heart began to pound and fear slowly filled my body. Then suddenly the phone rang, and it was my mother's number on the screen. I answered quickly, but my mother didn't speak. I could only hear her crying. It was the kind of crying that tears the heart apart and fills it with dread. I said, "Mom, please tell me what happened. Why are you crying? What's wrong?" She tried to speak, but no words came, only broken sounds and deep sobs. Then my father took the phone. His voice was quiet, shaking and full of pain. He said slowly, "Lucas, you need to come home right now. Please." My heart froze. "Dad, what happened? Is it Ben? Please tell me the truth." There was silence. I could only hear his breathing on the other side. I shouted, "Dad, answer me. Is Ben hurt? Is he in the hospital?" Then came the words that broke my world into pieces and changed everything forever. "Lucas, there was an accident. A car accident. Ben is gone. He's dead. Son." The phone slipped from my hands and hit the floor with a terrible sound. The world stopped moving. I couldn't breathe. My knees gave way beneath me. I fell hard onto the floor, shaking, crying, whispering, "No, it's not true. It had to be a mistake. My brother couldn't be gone. Not Ben, he had promised me. He promised to be at my wedding, standing by my side." Chapter 4. The Goodbye I Never Wanted. The next few days were black and heavy, like a storm that never ended. I moved through them without thinking, barely breathing, just existing inside the silence. There was no wedding anymore. Instead, there was a funeral filled with tears and pain. My brother was gone. My best friend was gone. My world had no color left. People spoke softly, trying to comfort me, but their words fell like empty rain. I was angry, heartbroken, and lost. He had broken his promise to me forever. He said he would be there, that nothing could stop him, but he didn't come. I kept asking myself why. Why him? Why that road? Why that day? Our house was full of people, but it felt cold, like no one was really there. My mother cried silently, holding Ben's picture close, as if it could still keep him warm. My father stood still, saying little, but I saw the pain hidden behind his eyes. I stared at Ben's photo too, waiting for him to laugh or blink or speak. But the picture stayed still, frozen in time, just like the promise he made to me. That was the moment I finally understood. My brother was never coming back again. Chapter 5, The Voice That Still Lives On. Weeks passed slowly, and then months passed too. But the pain inside me stayed the same. It never really became smaller. It just lived quietly somewhere deep inside my chest. I couldn't bring myself to touch any of his things, not even his old books. His room stayed closed, filled with silence, like he might still walk in someday. Then one afternoon, I found my old phone hidden inside a drawer I never opened. I turned it on and started looking through old messages and forgotten photographs. That's when I saw a voicemail from Ben from the very day of the accident. I had never listened to it before. My hands started shaking when I saw his name. My heart beat so fast that I could hardly breathe as I pressed the play button. Then his voice filled the room, bright, cheerful, full of life, just like before. He said, "Hi, Lucas, I'm driving home now. The road is busy. The traffic is terrible. I'm so excited to see you, but these cars are moving so slowly today. Listen, if I'm late for the wedding, please don't wait for me, okay? Start without me, but save a seat for me right next to you. I'll get there, Lucas, I promise. See you soon, little brother." The message ended, but I played it again and again and again, almost 10 times. Those words, "keep a seat for me," echoed inside my heart until I started crying. I cried for a long time, maybe for hours, sitting alone in the quiet room. He wasn't late for the wedding. He was gone. Gone from this world forever. My brother was never coming home again, no matter how long I waited. 6 years passed after that day, and somehow life continued slow and gentle. I am still married to Julia, and we now have a small, happy home. We have a son, a beautiful boy who fills our days with laughter and light. He is 3 years old now, with big bright eyes and a loud, joyful laugh. Sometimes when he laughs, it feels like the whole house fills with sunshine again. We gave him a special name, a name filled with love and memory. Ben. We call him Little. Ben. And he makes our lives feel full again. He runs through the house chasing toys, shouting happily, full of endless energy and joy. Every night before he sleeps, I tuck him in and tell him a small story. Then I show him a photograph, my brother's photograph, his Uncle Ben's smiling face. I say, "This is your Uncle Ben. He was a strong and kind man. He loved to laugh, and he always kept his promises, even when the world was hard." My son smiles softly and reaches out to touch the picture with his tiny hand. I tell him, Your Uncle Ben is on a very long trip right now. He isn't gone, my son. He's just very, very late. Then I kiss my son goodnight. And when he laughs, I hear my brothers laugh again. In that moment, I know my brother is still here with me in every heartbeat and smile. Thank you for being here till the end. Your support means everything. Please like and subscribe for more gentle tales.